Greetings everyone, Slizzle466 here, and in today's video we're going to be looking at Gankplang's Murloc Shaman. Now, bit of a disclaimer, I am sick, my throat really hurts, so I sound a bit stuffy, but we're going to do our best to try and still win some games. I started playing this deck at rank 4 0 stars. I won 8 in a row to start with, and then I'm currently at rank 3 4 stars. I've peaked at 5. And the mulligan is very straightforward for this deck. Keep your 0 and 1 drops. That's pretty much it. And keep Underbelly Angler. Everything else you want to throw away. This is a very fast deck. It kind of plays similarly to Aggro Druid, where you just spam the board with stuff, and it's really, really powerful. I find this particularly good against Odd Paladins and Kingsbane Rogues, which are some of the top decks in the meta. Now, this is quite unfortunate that we don't have a 1-drop. We're also against the Even Shaman, and we're kind of unfavored against them. We might get these really cool boards, but then they just play Devolve, and we get kind of sad. Okay, so it looks like we might see a coin totem golem here. Coin eel. I typically don't agree with that play when I don't have a minion on the board. But considering I didn't have a 1-drop, I guess it's okay. This is also quite awful. We'll just have to play Ice Fishing and draw some Murlocs. Now, I don't want to play the Tiny Fin, and the Tiny Fin is actually one of the most powerful cards in the deck, and adorable. When you combo the Murloc Tiny Fin with the Underbelly Angler, it's like you get a 1/1 and you get a free Murloc in your hand, and it's just really, really good. So you want to hold on to those. Okay, well, there's a Toxfin. So we finally have minions to play. So I think we're going to go ahead here and go Finley. Okay, I'll go with the Rogue Weapon. I gotta start dealing with this board. I chose not to hero power first because I wanted something to be able to have some removal, whether it was mage or rogue. And I prefer the rogue because I don't want to be using my hero power too much. The hero power is quite useless with this deck, which is why you run Finley. And so in this case it's looking a little bit better. Wow, that's a Wind Fury on an eel. That is something. I'm okay. Now I should note that this deck doesn't run Maelstrom Portal. Some players, such as Corbett, are running it to counter the aggro. I personally haven't found the need for it. I go under the understanding that if you're playing a super hyper aggro deck, you shouldn't be running board clears. It's just like with Aggro Druid, you don't run Swipe. Maybe we will need Maelstrom Portal at some point. It is 2 mana and gives us a minion, which is quite good. But for now, I'm pretty happy with how the deck is. Now, I think if we can finally get a nice board here. So we can, I mean, we're literally just playing this for the body. But then we can buff them all with the Cold Light Seer. And the Cold Light Seer is really good in the aggro matchups because of the increased health. Unfortunately, Devolve is a card. Now, even though the eel has a Wind Fury, it can only attack a minion once. Okay, now our opponent figure it out. There you go. Okay, you're supposed to hit face first and then trade. Ooh, okay. Typically not a fan of Jade Spirit in Even Shaman, but I do respect it. I would respect it even more if he was running the 2/2 Earthen card that gives it the buff. Okay, so this is our finisher, and the cool thing here is the more Murlocs you have, the cheaper it is. In this case, I really like playing Scargill Cold Light Seer. Or do I want to play Old Murkai? I think I like the Seer, because I want to keep this as alive as possible. I don't want our opponent to be able to do a Jade Lightning on this. Okay. So next turn we have quite a lot of damage. Possibly even lethal. So let's do some math. So 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, plus another 10 is 25. So it's not lethal, but it's still pretty good. I've also got 1 damage with the hero power. I think I'm going to go for it. The chance of me having a board is so unlikely if there's a Devolve or a Maelstrom Portal. This might be my only chance. Okay. Now he used the Wind Fury on the eel. I'm pretty sure he's not running 2. That'd be super, super greedy. Even Devolve here isn't awful, because we'll get a 3-drop. We'll get a 3-drop over here. We're in a pretty good spot. Yeah. Now, in our opponent's defense, their deck was pretty poorly built. That's not an optimal build of even Shaman. I don't mind having a Wind Fury, but I didn't think he should have played it on the eel. I guess he was really scared of board. I'm quite surprised I won that game. Considering I didn't have a 1-drop for 2 turns, that's quite miraculous that that win turned out. Let's try again. I also do consider that an unfavorable, so I don't typically beat even Shamans. So I'm pretty happy with that win. Okay, we have the same guy. Well, now we know his tricks. But now he knows our tricks too. Now we have a 1-drop this time, which is great. I never keep the War Leader. I would highly recommend not keeping that. It's just too slow. It's all about spamming stuff on the board. This is amazing. I might even consider holding off the Slurper. But the lackeys are really good. The lackeys are actually really ridiculous, some of them. I mean, they like the 2 damage, the rush, the spell. They're just all amazing.
We have turned our curse into our strength.
I kind of want... Okay, I will go with the Slurper. So I can go Slurper... I can go, yeah, Slurper into the lackey next turn. I think it's okay. That's a good one. I feel like they're all good. Like, the lackeys are insane. And again, important that we save the Tiny Fin for the Angler. Okay, we might see a Coin Claws or a Coin Eel. You see, that's the play where you coin the eel. I didn't agree with him last game when he just coin eeled face. Okay, where's a Tox Fin? No, I can play the Tiny Fin, give it rush, which isn't particularly good. 2-3 is annoying though. I can go Angler, Tox Fin next turn, so I'm gonna go ahead and play like this, but not attack. Should I attack? Probably, just in case. Because then he could Jade Claws and I start to lose board. Now what I would love to see here was a totem golem and our opponent going face, and then we can angle it into a Toxfin. A second eel. That's pretty strong. That's hard to deal with. Another Sludge Slurper. I'll take one of those. What do I get? Ooh, Murloc Knight. It's a little too slow, but it might help us later on. What's he up to? Okay. Little trade here. Shouldn't help him. Shouldn't tell him what to do. Face! Oh my goodness, this guy. And he forgot to hero power. I think our opponent may be drinking some alcoholic beverages. Just have a feeling. That's a little bit funky. Okay. Let's give this guy poisonous. Let's give this guy poisonous. Let's give this guy poisonous. Sick. Okay. Now I could have played the Lackey there to clear the board, but I really wanted the extra Murloc in hand. Underbelly Angly is kind of your card drawer in a way. You're also running the Slitfin Spirit Walker, which is actually really, really powerful. Because it's a 2/5, a lot of the time your opponent might do a board clear and the 2/5 lives, so you get a whole bunch of Murlocs. Just really, really powerful card. And it's a card that has never really seen play in Wild, so it's kind of cool to see it in the meta. Well, I'm a turn away from the Murloc Knight hero power turn. There's Scargill. That's pretty big. Do we Scargill now? Or I can give stuff Rush. What's better? Holy Scargill. I mean, 1 mana 3/4s are really good. So this forces him to use a lightning if he has it, or a crackle. If that, I highly doubt that the Scargill's gonna live. But if it does, oh my goodness, it might live. Don't you crackle it. Oh my goodness, it lives. This is what they call in the business a big turn. And the Megasaur? This is just disgusting. Not bad. Okay. We have a board. Okay, Mr. or Mrs. Opponent. Again, Devol's kind of bad, but at least I get a 3-drop and a 2-drop. I should get 2 3-drops. It's not bad. Okay. There's the portal. Okay, got 19 on board. He's going to trade there, bring it down to 14. Scargill still alive and kicking. Hello, Tidecaller. Okay. Here we go. Tidecaller. Hero power. Any trades you want to do first? Not really. Wind Fury? Ah. Okay, what do we like more? Probably... probably +1/+1. Or I could do Poisonous and take out this dude. Let's do Poisonous. Okay. So we want to go... what are we going to do here? A little tricky business here. There we go. So now our opponent really needs to devolve. We've seen one portal. And I feel like they would have played the devolve already. So they need to top deck it. I was also a little scared of the Sea Giant because of Wind Fury. Okay, there's a Jade Lightning. Wow, Scargill's still alive and kicking. But to be honest, the other guy was probably better. Oh, okay, Seer. Okay. Let's go. Blork. Heal my guys. I want to heal, like bump up their health. Trade this guy in. Okay. I want to keep the Tiny Fin in hand for the second Underbelly Angler if I draw it. Our opponent is in a bit of a pickle. There's the devolve off the top. Tunnel Trog, let's go. Okay, I'm 6 off lethal. Go Alamabot! Ooh, I get my own devolve. Okay, well now, we all know the place.
Hear me roar.
I've got 2 taunts up, so there's no point trading off the 2/2. Just playing off the second evolve. Okay. It's not bad. I get a card off this. It's kind of cool. Then I'm 1 off lethal. What if he rolls Healing Totem? If he rolls Healing Totem, I get lethal. Come on, do it. Yes. Come on. Come on. No, never Healing Totem. Because the Light Warden gets buffed.
Elements I like.
Okay.
Totems I love.
Interesting. I believe that is lethal. Penguin and Murloc Tiny Fin lethal. Feels good. So yeah, this deck is really nuts. It may not be perfectly refined, but I'm really happy with where it is right now. Gankplang did an excellent job building this deck. If you want to support the channel, you can click the subscribe button below, and hopefully I get my voice back at some point. Until next time, Hope to see you again.